Welcome to the Balkans. And yes, I know that is a very weird map to use, but it's literally just the first map I saw in the Steam Workshop before I made this video, so that's what you're getting. And in the Balkans, we have 6 thriving kingdoms: the Kingdom of Kriski, the Santan Federation, Macedonia, Valeropia, Firestone, and the Lollipop Kingdom. And these kingdoms have been thriving for the past 500 years, developing complex societies and a prosperous way of life. However, do not get too used to these kingdoms, because any minute now, everyone will disappear. And once all signs of human life are gone, we will follow the wreckage of humanity for the next 1,000 years and see both how nature reclaims its land and if life can return again. I'll explain that more in a second, but it is time for the great shunning of life. You would think I would use the life eraser, but since humans like to try to escape my wrath and hide in their little houses, we are actually going to use the infinity coin instead. This way, not a single soul can escape the wrath of me. Yeah. I'm a terrible person. But just get a few clicks in there. And as we unpause, the boundaries of the once great kingdoms begin crumbling. But you may notice something. There are still 6 sapient people left in the world, and these are the only humans who have survived. All of them are incredibly young, but we have the powerful Lily the Wanderer, Edmund the Determined, Felix the Survivor, Valerie the Chosen, Julie the Brave, and of course, Seamus. We all love Seamus. He's a little bit slow, and he may explode if he dies. But look at him, look at him go, woo, yeah. And these 6 children are the last hope for humanity. However, they are currently isolated in their own kingdoms, and once they grow up, they're going to have to venture out and find one another for any chance of rebuilding. As the villages crumble, entire civilizations become abandoned. In real time, we can see farms beginning to decay away as the tilled soil simply just returns back to dirt. But of course, along with all of this, I have a ton of world laws turned on here, which may even allow new sapient life to spawn in and utilize these old human civilizations. Trees will reclaim the land, disasters can happen and change. This is going to be absolutely awesome. And even though the Balkans have been destroyed, let's be real, this is not even the worst thing that's ever happened to them. So with that said, we're going to give this some time to marinate. We're going to come back in 250 years, 1/4 of the way there, at year 750, and I'll see you guys then. And here we are, year 750, and a lot has changed here. Most notably, this is a lot more kingdoms than we started with. Let's look at who these guys are. Yep, a lot of different creatures here. Crabs, because crabs always appear in these kinds of videos. Foxes, chicken, sheep, even wolves too. But I am noticing that one of our human kingdoms, the Firestone Kingdom, has disappeared here. Does that mean that he died? And yeah, as we're looking at the favorites here, unfortunately one of them has died. I'm not gonna lie to you, I completely forgot which one that was. But at least Seamus is still alive. Yeah, ooh, and he already has 4 kills. But Lily has 22. She's been getting the work. Speaking of getting to work, did she have some kids? Her kingdom now has 3 people. She totally did. She has 2 kids now. But they only have 1 parent, which I think that Lily married the guy who died and had a couple kids with him before he, went off and died like the loser that he is. So we have seen that humanity actually does have the potential to return. But now that I'm thinking about it, if there's only 6 people and they have kids, we're not really going to get a lot of people before some issues arise. Especially since I have turned off the handsome migrants world law, which means that people won't just arbitrarily spawn into your kingdom out of nowhere. But everyone else seems to be doing fine. Let's zoom in and see if these animal kingdoms are actually utilizing some of the human buildings, because honestly, I completely forgot if they're even able to do that. So as we zoom into this crab kingdom here, yeah, they do. Actually, as a matter of fact, they have a cool mix between abandoned human buildings and crab buildings too. And they're even still utilizing the human farm too. This is the same farm that I showed you before the time lapse that we saw decaying. They have literally restored the entire thing here. But obviously, as we can see, these kingdoms have not expanded all the way into all the lands here. We can see that some human buildings like right here are just abandoned, while buildings over here are just completely destroyed. But even some of the human kingdoms have still expanded too, although they only have like 1 person on here. Felix's kingdom here has 66 houses. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be filling that up anytime soon. And even this wolf kingdom right here has appeared to just completely mooch off of the humans. I don't even see a single wolf building here. And another cool thing is that areas with people still living in them are pretty well maintained. But if we go out into the wild here, we see buildings abandoned, trees have overgrown and overtaken everything, skeletons run wait, why are there skeletons? Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that. But anyway, there's still a lot of buildings that these animals can use and a lot of room to expand into. So we are going to send to year 1000, halfway there. And remember that diplomacy in wars is on at all times. So at any moment, things could get really crazy, and I'll see you guys then. And here we are at year 1000, halfway there, and holy crap, my game has been absolutely laggy. That took forever, but why? Sapient population's only holy crap, 12,000 mobs? No wonder. What kind of creatures are these? Whatever they are, they're literally everywhere. Holy crap, it's skeletons. All of these little white dots are skeletons. How are there 13,000 skeletons? I've never seen that many before. They have budding reproduction. I guess that makes it really easy for them to spread. And they have soul-born reproduction, where they reproduce by harvesting souls of the old life into their own. So they curse other people, which turns them into skeletons, is what you're saying. Luckily, they haven't reached any of our survivors. We still have these 5 remaining, and even quite a few kingdoms too. Most of the same species are here, but as we can see, we've actually had a bunch of rabbits show up, which is nice. And even, what is that? Is that a dwarf? Oh yeah, of course this island is filled to the brim with skeletons. But yeah, it is a dwarf, which is very interesting because I didn't even know like any of the original 4 species could just naturally spawn in. Speaking of natural species, we have 2 orcs as well, but we're not just here to see that. It's been 500 years since we began. Are the creatures still using the original human buildings? You bet they are. There's definitely a lot less of them now, but it'd be a complete lie to say that you can't still see human buildings being utilized by these other creatures centuries later, which is just awesome. I mean, we have this fox kingdom that's been here for a while. They have like a perfect mix of human buildings and their own fox buildings too. It's just awesome to see. And then of course some of our human kingdoms still exist. But shockingly, look at this one. A lot of destruction has happened. I guess some wars have happened too. There have been 27,000 deaths, which, you know, may actually sound pretty normal if I had old age and hunger turned on, because, you know, that's just natural deaths and stuff. I do not have that turned on. Where have these deaths been coming from? 5,000 of them are from divine intervention. Wait, when did that? Oh, wait, yeah, that, yep. I actually remember that now. That was, yeah, I feel bad about that. Only 1,800 from conflict and almost 10,000 from plague? Wait, holy crap, 91 infected. How did I not notice that? I do have the Rat King world law turned on. Listen, guys, I know you guys hate when I interfere in these videos, but look how many skeletons are here. Yeah, we're giving them the mark of death. But now, as we click unpause once again, the Grim Reaper will take care of these guys, as their numbers are rapidly falling. But since there's so many of them, it's literally ticking down so slowly. You have to be kidding me. It's still going to take forever to get rid of them. We are going to go back on the kingdom menu. This time, I am going to turn handsome migrants on, meaning that these human kingdoms will actually start getting populated with people once again. So far, Lily is the only one who's actually been able to have kids, but unfortunately, they're all dead. So we're going to have to take measures into our own hands by turning that world law on. We're going to simulate the year 1250, which is 3/4 of the way there, and I'll see you guys then. And here we are 750 years later. Despite killing off the skeletons, that still took forever. And I still see a lot of white. No. What? They have been alive this entire time? Hold up. They literally have the grid mark, marked for death by the Grim Reaper. 45,000 of them have died, but they're literally reproducing as fast as they're dying. I have never seen this before. I can't even remember what the point of the video is anymore. We have literally saw the creation of a species that cannot be eradicated. Unless I guess I just go nuke them all, which would kill everything else. But let me guess, if I pause the game, then their numbers start falling. But while we have the game paused and let these guys finally die out, 5 of our survivors are still going strong, and let me guess, yes, they actually have kids now. All of their kingdoms still exist, and they're actually more of a force to be dealt with. Actually, if we look into Valeropia here, remember in the last check-in, they were like pretty much destroyed, but now they have repaired all of their houses, and at this point, a lot of the original human buildings are now gone. Like in this chicken kingdom, we see a lot of chicken buildings, but if you notice, there's still a few human buildings here and there that have survived all of this time. But of course, you will still find the occasional abandoned area like all the way up here. A single lone house that only I can assume has been here for hundreds of years without a soul ever living in it. And the skeletons are below 1,000 left. Please, just get rid of them. Go. And finally, no more skeletons. There's only 188 mobs left. There was thousands. But one thing I want to check here before we move on for the last time. What are all of the species still alive? We have up to 150 humans total now. The orcs and dwarves have died out. We still have a bunch of chickens, a ton of rabbits, only 1 fox left. As we saw in the last time lapse, there was hundreds of them, but now they're completely gone. A bunch of wolves, and of course, who could forget the crabs? So with that said, and the skeletons gone, we're going to sim 250 more years so that it has finally been 1,000 years since humanity was abandoned. So much has already happened, and I mainly just want to see if they're still using human houses then. This crab kingdom right here has their crab village mixed with human houses, but if we go over here, they have human houses mixed with the old fox houses, even though the foxes are extinct now. That's just actually awesome. But anyway, we're gonna speed up time, and I'll see you guys in 250 years. And once again, very slowly, we approach year 1500, 1,000 years since civilization disappeared. And I can tell 2 things. First off, we only have 2 of our main kingdoms left. And there's 10,000 creatures in the world again. Please don't tell me the skeletons are back. I was wondering why that took so long. No, it's grasshoppers this time. You genuinely have to be kidding me. There are almost 10,000 of them. They reproduce by leaving behind a sapling that grows and eventually uproots. Wait a minute. Holy crap. I think I just realized how this is possible. This is very cool, but also very annoying. Remember how the skeletons had to like harvest souls to reproduce? I think the grasshoppers were the ones they were feeding on because there was no grasshoppers before. But as soon as the skeletons disappear, the grasshoppers absolutely take over, which is really cool because that's what happens in real life when you get rid of predators from an ecosystem. All the stuff they hunt and eat kind of explodes in population. But the annoying part is now there's 10,000 grasshoppers that I don't know what to do with. But yeah, other than that, as we can see, human buildings are still being used. Many of them have been destroyed. I mean, we can see this is a fox home right here. This is a wolf home over here. Everything is now intermixed, and there's only 1 survivor left. Felix. Not even Seamus. Wait, didn't Seamus have the death nuke trait? Wouldn't he be... Oh, yep, I found out where he died over here. And this is just so cool. Even after 1,000 years, the buildings of the thriving human society are still being used, although they have significantly decreased in numbers. And that's what happens when you follow the ruins of civilization for 1,000 years. If you're still watching at this point, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I'd appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe on your way out. And that's about all for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.